Nnamdi, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Chidebere Onwudiwe, and David Nwabisi and Benjamin Madubu, they are standing trial before the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja. The presiding judge is Justice Binta Nyako. Nnamdi, the first defendant, is missing since 14th of September 2017. Instead of Justice Binta Nyako to strike out the case, Justice Binta Nyako has embarked on delay in Tactice in order to prevent any positive outcome of this case. Mr. Kalaguya, welcome to the program.
Thank you, moderator.
Yes, how do you look at this matter?
Well, the issue is what we have continued to tell the general public, that the Nigerian judicial system is now an appendage of the executive arm of government. What we mean by being the appendage is that the Nigerian judiciary is now a mere rubber stamp to the executive arm. That is to say that the tyrant ruler of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, has taken the judiciary into his hand, and he is teleguiding every decision or every adjournment. That is what you have been seeing at the judiciary, as in respect to this case involving the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra and other Biafrans that are standing trial at the Federal High Court in Abuja. The international community, the United Nations, the African Union, the people of goodwill, the human rights world should understand, should know that Nigeria has become a completely failed state, and the judicial system is no more working. The judicial system, the judiciary, the judicial arm of government of Nigeria is doing the bidding of the president, because the president is a tyrant that has vowed to subjugate the people without considering the will and aspiration of the ordinary people in Nigeria. The world should know that the Nigerian judiciary, they do not respect the fundamental human rights of the citizens. They do not follow the internationally acceptable principles in litigations. Why do I say this? I said this because the Nigerian system is now known for incarcerating people without evidence. It is only in Nigeria where someone is declared guilty without any evidence, where someone is meant to spend 5-10 years in awaiting trial without any evidence. This case, these trumped up charges against the Biafrans, including the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, is very, very clear that they do not have any prima facie evidence before the Honorable Court in order to adjudicate on this issue. But our people has been continuously incarcerated for getting to 3 years now without any evidence. So what is happening in Nigeria is a travesty of justice. What is happening in Nigeria is the logic of the big fish. What is happening in Nigeria is the fiat from the dictator in power, Muhammadu Buhari. Mr. Moderator, that is the situation that the indigenous people of Biafra are facing. There are a lot of Biafrans, ordinary Biafrans, who are in all the prisons all over Nigeria for having committed no crime, but seeking for self-determination through the United Nations instruments of self-determination, through the African Union instruments of self-determination, through Nigeria's constitution, section 40, for the freedom to association. So all these rights has been stripped off the Biafrans, and they are in prison custody today.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kalagwe. Yes, of course, what you're saying is right, because Nigerian government, Nigerian judiciary has decided to subdue, to oppress the people of Biafra. The people of Biafra are in the Nigerian prison facilities suffering and dying, and the judiciary, the judge doesn't care. The judge decided to keep our people there. Talk about the issue of self-determination, that Nigeria is a member of African Union. Nigeria is a member of the United Nations. Nigeria subscribed to democracy that give the people the right to agitate, to aid their opinion and their view. So based on that, Mr. Kalawu, so what should be the position of the court on the issue of the people of Biafra they are holding in Nigerian prisons right now?
The position of the court in the normal circumstances is to discharge and acquit the accused persons and also fine the Nigerian government for contempt of court.
Of course.
Why do I recall this contempt of court? Is because the general public should remember that the Nigerian competent court of jurisdiction has discharged and acquitted the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, unconditionally in a number of occasions, which the Nigerian model state decided to flout those court orders. So what the court should do is to discharge and acquit this Biafran that has been unlawfully incarcerated for getting to 3 years. That is what should have been the situation. You could remember that our sister Bridget Abahime, who was preaching one early morning in Abuja, and she was beheaded by the Fulani mobs. And after the beheading, no pastor said anything, and the court discharged and acquitted those people that killed that lady. That is to tell you that the judiciary in Nigeria is not working for the common man. Rather, the judiciary in Nigeria has taken a nepotistic position whereby justice is given based on where you come from. Justice is given based on the language that you speak. Do you remember that a few days ago, Muhammadu Buhari, the tyrant ruler of Nigeria, went to Kanu and he was wearing a coat of arms, the Arewa coat of arms. That is to tell you that Arewa is not Nigeria. Biafra is not Nigeria. Oduduwa is not Nigeria. There are conflicting value systems in Nigeria. And these Fulanis has been taking advantage of this situation in order to benefit their people in particular, and at the same time subjugate and incarcerate the people of Biafra who are seeking to restore their originality, which is Biafra, that was robbed of them by the British. And I will also tell our people to remember that before 1914, before the amalgamation of the Southern and the Northern Protectorate, these people has lived differently, independent of each other, without even knowing each other, without any contact. So today you see the people of Biafra agitating to be free are incarcerated, but those who are from the north are pampered. Muhammadu Buhari went to Kanu and he released Boko Haram members. What happened was that before the arrival of Muhammadu Buhari to Kanu, they had already went from prison to prison from the northeast and they transferred those hardcore Boko Haram members that were in incarceration to Kanu. And when Muhammadu Buhari arrived Kanu, he released them. He only released those in Kanu, and he couldn't release our people who are in different prisons all over Nigeria. So this is the situation with the indigenous people of Biafra in Nigeria.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Kalagui. Now, the people of Biafra are being incarcerated, are being killed for embarking on self-determination. As I said before, Nigeria domesticated self-determination to Nigerian laws.
Yes.
Nigeria is signatory to or a member of African Union, ECOWAS, and the United Nations.
Yes.
So now, since Nigerian government has become so tyrant that it cannot listen to the judiciary, the court, cannot listen to anybody, what should be the position of these organizations right now?
The position of this international organization should be to implement their own law, because the United Nations, they have Article 20 and 5 of the UN Charter on the right of indigenous people for self-determination. African Union also have its own charter on the right of indigenous people for self-determination. Yes. So what they are expected to do urgently is to activate those charters in order to save the people of Biafra that are being massacred and incarcerated on daily basis. What they should do is to sanction the murderous Islamic Republic of Nigeria for killing the people, for killing unarmed Biafran agitators on the streets of Aba, Umuahia, Afaruku, Onitsha, Mpo, and so many other places. So African Union, the United Nations, they should not feign ignorance. They should not keep quiet while the murderous state of Nigeria continue to kill the people of Biafra, who have committed no crime but only trying to use the United Nations and African Union Charter in order to advance our collective aspiration, which is the independent state of Biafra.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kala. We are there. The international community and all the international organizations should sanction Nigerian government until Nigeria allow the law to take its course, until Nigeria allow international law to take its course on the issue of Biafra restoration. The people of Biafra have been peaceful. The people of Biafra have maintained what we call democracy. The people of Biafra have respected the Nigerian law, yet Nigerian government keep them in the prison, maltreating, killing, and destroying the life of our people.
Biafra freedom, freedom is what we need now. Freedom, freedom is what we want now. Biafra freedom, freedom is what we need now. Freedom, freedom is what we want now. Calling the United Nations to set my people free. Calling the League of the Nations to set Biafra free. Lord no. Calling the African Union, talk about my freedom. I'm calling the four corners of this world to set Biafra free. Lord, for so long